Hey guys, how are we doing? Hope you are all doing okay. This is a series of videos where I talk about how to learn Python. In the previous videos, we talk about the importance of setting expectation right and how to learn the Python basics. In this video, which is the last one in the series, I'll talk about how to land and expand this popular skill set. Let's get into it. Let's first take a look at the land component. As I mentioned in my first video on how to learn Python, learning how to code is just like learning how to drive. And when we learn how to drive, we'll first learn some theories, and then we'll take a few practical sessions to learn how to change gear, how to steer wheel, and then we'll be able to perform some more advanced maneuvers. Coding is actually no different. Just like we normally set a destination in a sat-nav every time we drive, we need to and we should set a destination or purpose when we learn how to code as well. In the coding context, a purpose can be a feature, a user story, or a work package in a technical delivery language, but in layman terms, it's really about having a clear and actionable goal. For example, it could be as simple as importing a CSV file, creating an extra calculation field, and then building a scatter plot to show that calculation field graphically. In the first two videos of my practical example series, that was pretty much the cycle and the steps I followed. I imported pricing data from Yahoo Finance, created a bunch of percentage change metrics, and then built some graphs so that I could visually see what's actually going on. So even if you have zero knowledge in Python or coding, after repeating this cycle for a couple of times, I can guarantee you will be really surprised to see how far this approach can take you. And you will land and have Python as a flagship skill under your belt. As humans, we normally acquire knowledge by learning from others. It could be going to school, reading a book, or watching a video. And the main reason for that is sometimes we don't know what we don't know, especially when we are just about to learn something new. And that's why we always need some external source of information to broaden our horizon. So the idea behind the expand component is really about pushing our boundary of thinking and expanding the scope of questions we can ask. One of the biggest lessons I learned over the years is the better the question, the better the answer. If we haven't got a good answer yet, it might just be we haven't asked the right question. There are many ways to expand and push our knowledge boundary, and the approach I wanted to focus on today can basically be summarized into one simple sentence, and that is tell people you're ready when you're not. And I learned that from a very good friend of mine, and let's call him Mr. Q. And here's the story. Mr. Q started his career in a large consulting firm, and he's the kind of guy that's always interested in learning popular technical skills. In his case, machine learning, AI, and also Python just became quite popular at the start of his career. And just like what many of us would do, he spent time taking online training courses, and he also had a struggle to find the right opportunity to apply those theories into practice. However, what he did quite differently was that he started spreading the words in his team that he knows Python and machine learning really well, when he wasn't actually that good. And surprisingly, his bold PR strategy worked out really well. His boss put him onto a project as a data science solution lead, where they're required to deliver a web-based application that delivers machine learning powered intelligence to end users. His boss also put two hardcore data scientists in the team to support him. So all of a sudden, got a great opportunity, and also in the meantime, he had two experienced professionals to work with and learn from, which really helped him broaden his horizon. Through that project, his expertise and confidence in the area just skyrocketed. And when he looked back, he thinks the main reason for that success is because first, he's got external and peer pressure to learn faster. He had to, because otherwise the project wouldn't be delivered in time. And also, whenever he's got a question, he could bounce his ideas off his two experienced colleagues, and they could help him validate a question. Since that interesting start, he's now grown into a proper technical lead in the data science field. So that's the story of my friend, Mr. Q. And it really enlightened me a lot. And I think if this tell people you're ready when you're not approach worked for him, it could work for all of us too. Yes, it may feel a little bit risky and daunting at the start, as we may be worried that we may not be able to get a job done. But in reality, we should definitely not underestimate our ability to pick up new skills, especially in a pressurized environment where more of our potential will be unleashed. Also today, the world is extremely collaborative, and we'll definitely have supporting almost anything we do, one way or another. So expanding our skill set is actually not that difficult at all. So as you can probably tell, this land and expand is an iterative process. The first iteration will be hard, the second one will be challenging, but the third one will be beautiful. And that's all for this video. Hope it can give you some tips and also some confidence boost in learning Python or coding in general. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.